El Commandante. Your daughter, she's so fine. Thought it would be interesting to share some information about this instrument I play, because when I was learning about it, there wasn't much information on YouTube or really anywhere, and I hadn't discovered ChatGPT yet. And I just think it's kind of neat if this is something you're interested in, if you play mandolin already, and want to get into the world of something technological and kind of out there. So this is a 5-string octave mandolin. It's what it's called. I mean, you could call it a tenor guitar too with the GDA tuning, but I just call it an octave mandolin. I think the scale length is what makes people consider it more an octave mandolin. It's 18 and a half. But it's really cool. The thing I like about this one is, and I have another 5-string standard mandolin that has a low C. This one is tuned like an octave lower than a mandolin, but it's single strings and it has a high B string. So it goes. So it starts at the lowest G on a guitar, goes up to the highest E on a guitar, and then has a B. So it's kind of cool. It's almost like playing a slightly higher guitar, but also very different. The one thing is, if you're a big tuning guy, like where the fifths and the fourths and the thirds are, it's obviously different than a guitar. It's much like a mandolin. This one's nice because it has a short scale length. You still really can't play like the mandolin chop chords. I don't really play those because I lean more in the like jazzy direction. So I play a lot of the like inversions. Like this is the root A, and then this is an inverted A, and I think this is one. I don't know. I'm wearing sunglasses, so I can't really see. But anyway, the guy who kind of started playing these is a guy named Michael Kang, who's in the band The String Cheese Incident. He really brought a lot of attention to by a lot, I mean not much, but a fair amount of attention to this instrument because of, he's like the only mainstream person who plays them. And it's really fun if you want to get into something electric. I didn't want to learn guitar. I kind of felt like I was tapped out on other instruments by the time I learned to play mandolin. I play bass, violin, and mandolin. So I like that I could play something electric like this, but not learn necessarily guitar, but have more, range, high, in the upward direction. So it's pretty fun. This one was built by a guy who business is called Warm Blooded Texan, and I found him on Reverb, and he actually, I don't remember what the price was, but it was fairly inexpensive because you really have to get these built by somebody who just builds instruments, not like Fender doesn't make these, Gibson doesn't make these. So, and like most of the people who make them for professional musicians are like Scott Walker, and Ron Oates, and I know Ron Oates, I think he's fallen off the face of the earth, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But, so it's a little hard to find something like this. So I was pretty impressed with the workmanship the guy did on this, because it plays really well. The tuners are really nice. It stays in tune really well. The neck feels really good. It's very round, but then it has good radius to it, so it's not too hard to play. I forget what kind of pickups it has. They were like Telecaster parts, he said. And it sounds pretty good. One of my knobs has fallen off, but I don't really, I can put that back on. It's not a huge issue. And so it's just good. And I like the shorter scale length coming from mandolin. It's just easier to kind of figure out. And then the one other thing I was going to say is that, it's just kind of fun to be able to play some more. Oh yeah, so the chords you can play sound, really bright and shiny, like a lot of major 7th chords sound great. Obviously you don't get the fullness of a guitar sound, but you do get some like shimmer, like kind of Sonic Youthy stuff. I do have a little delay on right now, but it's cool. And actually, everyone who I've talked to about these says you can't play chords across all 5 strings, which is technically correct, but if you like dissonance and who doesn't, you can kind of add stuff in and sound cool, and bend your fingers in weird ways and hurt yourself. So it's just kind of a fun thing to play. There's lots of different stuff, like Michael Kang from String Cheese Incident plays like more bluegrassy sounding stuff with a little jazz element. I play mostly like jazz mandolin sounding stuff on this, which is really fun. So if it's something, if you've ever wanted to like think outside the box and go electric with something, it's not a easy investment to make. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a super expensive investment if you can, it just depends on who builds it. So if you can find one, they're great. Every once in a while you'll see the guy who I bought from's pop up on Reverb for like half the price. So, check that out. I really like, I mostly played acoustic music for the first 10 years of me playing an instrument. So it's just been kind of fun to discover the world of electronics, I'm not a huge pedal guy. I do like delay, and I have some reverb and stuff, and I always use a preamp, but that's about it. So it's just kind of a fun thing to play. So if you're interested, now and I wish there was more of a community of people who played these like on YouTube and stuff or the internet, because they're very fun and they sound very good. Goodbye.